What's going on, guys? Pro here at VIP Outdoors, and today we are going to go over how to brine herring for Columbia River Spring Chinook. Not Willamette, not anything else, but specifically for that early season, what I call early season spring Chinook fishery on the Columbia River itself. So first thing I'm going to do, get some good quality herring. The way we check good quality herring is not checking the scales, not checking the eyeballs, all that crap, okay? It's not about sight for these fish, it's about scent. So for years, we were always told, look at the eyes, look at the scales, look at the fins. All that's good and well, but more importantly is what's inside the herring and how fresh that herring is. So I have this little guy here. I'm gonna cut her open, check it out. And that's not bad, but this is the first pack I've opened out of this batch. And it's right there. You could smell the difference between a fresh herring and one that's been freezer burned a little bit in regards of being defrosted just a little bit and then frozen again. So anyways, these aren't too bad here. In all honesty, I'll probably make them bottom fishing bait. I am so particular about spring bait. That's the biggest part about spring Chinook herring on the Columbia River. It has to be good. It has to be bloody. It has to be fresh. It's got to be the good stuff. But what do we do for brine? This is exactly what I do for brine, okay? This ultimately is made by Northwest Bait Sense for us, and it's just their regular one. We just put it down into smaller packages and put a smart aleck description on there. But this is the reason I use it. I use it differently than I think a lot of people do, but I take it literally dry and sprinkle it right into the pack, just like that. You know, I'll probably use about 2 ounces worth. Gets nice and powdery in there. I just shake it up and literally just throw that in my bait cooler. That's it. And then I pull one out when I need it. I chop the head off. I don't chop the heads off before I brine it, okay? The reason I don't chop the heads off before I brine it is because I want everything, the blood, especially that's in the fish, I want it to stay in the fish until I need it. People go, well, what's the difference between a dry brine and the way I do it now, maybe with water and water from the tributary you're fishing in, or distilled water, or whatever it might be? Well, let's think about that a little bit. Because I remember when I first started spring Chinook fishing, that was it. You had to use distilled water, or you had to use water from the fishery you were going to fish. And I used to drive down there in my truck and grab a 5-gallon bucket of water and brine it and all that crap. It was a pain in the butt. But if you think about brining proteins, and what other application do we brine proteins? Well, when we cook, myself in particular, when we cook proteins, whether it be a turkey, or whether it be a steak or whatever it might be, we brine it in different ways. So let's talk about a turkey. How do we brine a turkey for Thanksgiving? We put it in a bucket of water, of salt and sugar water. That sound familiar, right? We put it in a bucket of salt and water, salt and sugar water, and what does it do? The protein sucks up all that water and makes it moist. But what it does is it dilutes the natural flavor of, or the natural protein at the end of the day. But you think about a dry brine, and if you've ever dry brined a steak, what it does when you put salt on a protein, any protein, turkey, steak, chicken, whatever, fish, what it does is it extracts any unnecessary water, not the oils, but the water itself from that protein. So this brine is going to extract any unnecessary water that's in those herring or in your bait, because I use it on sardine and anchovies as well, and therefore giving you a condensed herring, anchovy, sardine smell that's about as natural as you can get. So I didn't mean to go cooking lesson on the whole situation, but that's what it is, and that's an easy comparison. If you brine your bait in a water-based product, you better have a ton of salt in there to try to suck protein out. If not, it will actually suck back in. That's why I go with the dry brine. That's why I make it easy. Put the dry brine on there. You can check it out at vipoutdoors.com. Purchase it directly from there. But that is about as simple as it gets, guys. So check out our dry brine. for herring, anchovy, and sardines. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, leave them down below.